Mr. William Poultney. We're embarking on approximately 1 hour trip up the river, a couple of miles to a little village called Bathampton and return. I do need to give you just a brief safety announcement on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency though. It's nothing too complicated. It just simply states in the very unlikely event the boat gets into any difficulties at all, then your skipper ahead of you, he's called Lee. Well, Lee will do his best to steer the vessel to the nearest bank, and a member of the crew will instruct you on actions to take. Life rafts and buoyancy aids, we've got plenty of those. And of course, if needed, available they will be made to you. Got to pop around and collect some fares though. Let me remind you, they're £12 for all the adults across the board. £5 if there is any kids, 15 to 5 years old. Under 5, take those for free. I'll leave you in peace then to take in the sights and the sounds that the river affords to offer. Just thought of that by giving you a bit of a commentary. Just pointed out some places of interest in moments in time on the return stage of the journey. My name's Phil, I'll be around, so do not hesitate to ask me or Lee any questions, and we do have a third member of crew. She's called Kathy and she runs the Bar Stroke Cafe, so if you fancy a drink, she should go. She's got hot drinks and she's got cold drinks and she's got snacks, but what you really want to know at this time of day is she got any beer or wine or pittance? And the answer is, yes she has. So if you fancy anything, no, you should bring whatever you want. Enjoy wherever you're sat. Enjoy the trip. The archery field, which you see in a moment. See some of the houses which make up part of the village of Bath Easton. Of course, Bath Easton, the clue is in the name. It just means we're to the east of Bath. The village of Bathampton lies a quarter of a mile away. The main part of it, the bit with the old pub and the cricket pitch and the 800-year-old church. Bathampton's on the right. It actually has the Kennet and Avon Canal running right through the heart of the village, which certainly adds to the charm. It's a lovely walk, especially on an evening like it's going to be later. From Bath out to Bathampton along the towpath to the canal, it's all flat. That's a lovely painted boats. Takes about 15 minutes. There's a lovely old pub called the George on the banks of the canal. Great location when you get there. Nice thing to do. Bathampton actually lends its name to my favourite view on this entire stretch of the river. There it is, straight ahead. That's Bathampton Weir in Tollbridge. Now the word weir is an old English word. It just means wall. That's all a weir is. Tollbridge. Now the word. And it says Bathampton Mill. Sorry. Losing my friend there. Bathampton Mill never actually was a mill. But you can see that stone archway on the right there, just past it. That's all that remains of the original structure. It was a big old building made of our lovely local stone in 1888. The fire broke out. And that, to say the least, was a big, big problem. The big problem being Bathampton Mill was a gunpowder mill. 7 tons of gunpowder blew, flattened everything. Of course, that was the end of milling there. So, 3 trains of stone, and they built that actually you see there today. Open pub. In the Bath area now. Yeah, it's super busy. When the sun is really shining, as it is over the weekend. There'll be quite a lot of cars going right to left in a minute. It's only single track bridge, you see. As you can see, it's busy. Building on the left hand side of that bridge, the original one was a flour mill, 1901. Same fate as a gunpowder mill, fire. Same outcome, you see flour in certain circumstances can also be combustible, maybe. All you need is a couple of open windows, bit of dust in an old building, and what's that? And the last ingredient to the mix, the simple spark, and up she went. And that brought it in. 600 years of documented milling on the site. The building you see there today on the left, can I be really honest with you? Well, I'm not a fan of it architecturally, I must admit. It was built in the 1940s at the old Mill Hotel. Some of you eagle-eyed may have noticed the water wheel as we were turning round. It basically is on the left-hand bank by the crane. You go to the left of that, look through the arch, you might actually see the reflection in the glass. The water wheel was added 9 years ago, £100,000 it cost. A lot of money. But they did connect it to an alternator dynamo, great idea, because it produces electricity. The hotel behind us is the only hotel in the country producing its own power. Let's get better as well. With the leaps and bounds in battery cell technology over the last couple of decades, it produces enough power for 4 adjoining houses on top, big ones. They reckon 15 years it would have taken to recoup the initial £100,000 investment. But we all know the price of fuel globally, of course, and they've rejigged that forecast to 12 years. So within 3 years it would have recouped all that money, and any excess gets sold on to the national grid. Makes you think, doesn't it? We do have lots and lots of rivers in this country. Could be a way forward. July last year, That's when it got super hot, fantastic weather. And I remember a Saturday about 2 o'clock in the afternoon during the kids' holidays when the temperature was hitting 30 plus. If you were here then, you would have seen about 150, 200 people swimming. It's a popular spot for wild swimming because it's so shallow, as you can see, left and right.